I wanted to die. Not because I was weak, but because my addiction stripped everything from me in my life. And I was stuck in a cycle that I couldn't stop. I wanted to break free, but then, amazingly, I did. As of today, I am 2,224 days clean. That's just over 6 years. If you're still in an addiction nightmare yourself and struggling to break free, let me help you. Book a free discovery call with me. The link is in the description down below. It was an addiction to gambling I had. And unlike my other videos, I've decided to give you more of a in-depth analysis and breakdown of what happened, why it happened, and what 2,224 days clean taught me, and what can teach you as well. So how did it all start? Well, it was conditioning for me. So I had obviously two grandparents, my dad's dad, my mum's dad, and they were gamblers. One was a casual gambler and one was a gambling addict. But I used to love spending time with my granddad, who was the casual gambler. We'd walk round to the park, he would babysit me, and he would take me to betting shops. And in the UK, these are shops where you can go in to bet on horses, sporting events, whatever, or even play like machines, like slot machines, etc. I was too young to come in, but I just was fascinated with his life. He was a retired old man, a happy man. And I used to say to myself, I can't wait to be 18 and go into those shops. Then as for my other granddad, he used to love the casinos. So much so he would spend most of his free time away from family there as well. It was taboo. It was exciting. I was counting down the days to become legal enough to gamble. When it finally hit my 18th birthday, I immediately signed up for online poker and online gambling websites. And I'll never forget walking into a betting shop for the first time. I felt like just like one of the locals, even though they were all older, miserable, desolate gambling addicts. But I felt like a man. But what happened was, it was the start of something uglier. So what happened from there was gambling turned into a hobby for me, a pastime, until eventually it turned into something I would do to handle my stress. And then the craziest one of all is when I had business and financial problems, stupidly in my spare time, I thought it would be a great way to make passive income. Easily one of the most dumbest decisions I've ever made in my life, or conclusions I made. And also on YouTube, I won't mention who, but there were several accounts and videos made to show you that you can make money from gambling. And they document going to casinos constantly and betting big and losing on slot machines, etc. I tried over and over to make fast money and fix my life, chase my debts. I thought I was handling stress, and then I referred to it as my vice. I said to myself, well, this is my vice. This is my thing I do that's a little bit taboo, that makes me feel good. Honestly, in 14 years, maybe bar one or two moments of a win, I couldn't recall any of it. It's one blur of going to casinos, betting shops, leaving meals, sacrificing my social life, relationships, my finances, my savings. It was hell. It lasted for 14 years. So I was 18 all the way up to 32. I'm 38 now. 14 years of chasing the next high, the next win, the next moment of relief that never, ever came. there are several down moments, and one was me crying in the middle of the night driving home, wasting my money, wasting my savings, wasting my income, wasting my night, and wasting my time. I would regularly walk into a casino and walk out 10, 15 hours later, when all I was going to go in was for half an hour. When I started doing it on my phone, I would get into bed 9:30, 10, and realize it would be 6 a.m. the next day. Time to get up and go to work. 14 long years of chasing my losses. And here's the thing, even when I won big, it's happened regularly, even when I had moments of success, if you want to call it that, it wasn't good enough and I'd lose it. Where did this addiction take me? It took me from, well, it took everything from me. It took away my relationships with people. I'm not talking about women as such, but friends. I lost a lot of friends from gambling. I lost a lot of respect from my family. I lost my peace of mind. How can I sit here and help people, make content, coach, whatever, if I was a degenerate gambling addict? I couldn't be. And I was self-harming through gambling. Just being a slave to the addiction. Going to bed every night thinking of your losses and waking up within seconds thinking of how you're going to make it all back. For 14 years. I lost my confidence. It took that away from me, because how could I have any respect for myself if that's how I felt? I've never been brave enough to do this in 2024 days. 2,224 days, sorry. 6 years. But damn it, I lost a lot of money. Had I gone down the route even further and stayed addicted, I reckon I would be taking out loans, loan sharks, and it would have got even uglier. I lost so much time. And I recently lost my dad a few years ago, and the time I wasted gambling, I could have spent more with him. And mentally inside, I was hollow. Gambling or any addiction doesn't steal your bank account. It drains your identity. It's exactly what happened to me. So what made me finally stop? I remember it was a Saturday in April 2019. I went to central London to go shopping. I was going to see friends in the evening and have a meal, and it was a lovely day. And right by the station I got out was a casino I used to go to. I said to myself, I'm just going to go out and pop into that casino, use the bathroom, and then go on without, for the rest of my day. I went in about midday on a Saturday, and I didn't eat. I hardly drank. My phone died. And I came out at 10 p.m. at night. 10 hours had gone of my precious life, where I lost more money than I won, even though I'd won money. Starving. I didn't see my friends. I couldn't afford to go shopping, plus the shops were closed. And it was raining, and it was cold, and it was miserable. I just about afforded to get a train back home. And I locked myself in my bedroom for a good 24 hours in darkness. Could hardly sleep. Couldn't comprehend what I had done. You might not think that that's bad, but for me, it was, this is really taken over my life. Am I that bad that I can't even just go use a bathroom and go shopping, see my friends? I can't eat. I couldn't eat. And because they pump you full of oxygen in these places, you don't realize time. You don't get tired. And I said, enough is enough. I tried to quit many times. In fact, I used to listen to tapes and stuff about addiction whilst gambling, crying. But that moment, it was over. I spent the evening then on that Sunday banning myself and removing accounts from all casinos and betting shops. Not that they actually take that seriously. And I was done. That silence, that day, saved my life. Because I was dead. What were the first few weeks of being sober and clean like? They were the most exhilarating, incredible weeks ever. Whether you've been addicted to something for 14 weeks or 14 years, 10 decades, whatever, breaking free, oh man, it's a mental reset. I could feel again. I was myself again. I was happy again. I was living again. I wasn't surviving. I was finally waking up. I was no longer a slave. And I didn't want to die. I wanted to live. I just wanted to make up for lost time. Sadly, about 9 months later, the pandemic happened. And my celebrations were a little bit delayed. But it gave me more time in the lockdowns, and especially losing my dad, to reflect. I overindulged enough. I gambled enough. I hit rock bottom enough. So what's changed after 2,224 days, 6 years? Everything has changed for me. Better yet, I've had my life completely explode through YouTube, coaching, a new relationship. Because I said to myself, if I can beat this, which I did, then I can accomplish anything. And that's not an arrogant thing, but it's the truth. Because a few months later, that same year I gave up, I walked away from a toxic relationship permanently that I was in at the time, which contributed to my gambling being the worst it ever was. As a result, it stumbled into me doing YouTube. And then I did even more work on myself, and I've attracted a new partner, and I'm engaged to be married. And she said to me that if you were still a gambling addict, I'd never be with you. And I don't bloody blame her. But that's the thing. If I can break from that cycle, maybe I can take on other things that others might find hard, difficult. Maybe I can break free from other things as well. Maybe I can inspire others to do the same. So what would I say to the people who are stuck in that nightmare, who aren't sober and clean? You don't need willpower. You don't need gimmicks. You don't need magic. You don't even need faith. You just need to reprogram your mind. Expose the truth. The truth for me was gambling was a lie. Casinos are fake. The house always wins. And I just kept repeating that to myself, and it just coincided with that pivotal day and moment that the penny dropped. For me to go without eating for 10 hours and drinking, even water, whatever, something was wrong. The life that's waiting for you on the other side of addiction is the greatest life ever. People like us can live 2 lives. We're very fortunate enough to do so. How much of that other life, God forbid, God willing, we don't know. But even in a lockdown, even through tragedy, a life clean and sober beats addiction. You're not broken. You're not dead inside. It's not over for you. You're just trapped in a mental loop that you never signed up for, and you just don't know how to get out. Let me help you. I've helped so many people do the same. No fluff, no BS, no gimmicks. Just exposing the truth. The same principles apply to any addiction, any trap, any mindset. By reprogramming, rewiring us intentionally, and seeing through the truth, everything changes. 6 years have taught me, like I said, anything is possible. And if you don't take anything away from this video, just take this. If I can do it for that long, with no desire to go back, no relapses, nothing, just imagine what you can do.